and we're here for the 21-day Sacred Breast Liberation. And for 21 days, we're going to do a Jin Shin Jyutsu practice that helps all breast projects, any labels like cancer, lumps, any issues with your breast, you can simply do this movement. And it's 10 minutes on one side, 10 minutes on the other. You take your left hand and you put it over your right upper arm, and your right hand, you put it on your knee, upper thigh area next to your knee, but on your thigh. And that's just the simple hold. With Jin Shin Jyutsu, it's effortless. So if you feel like you're efforting, like it's too much to do this, then don't do it. Just do one hand, and then you could do the other hand. You don't have to do them both at the same time, though that's best. That's the most optimal way to do the Jin Shin. But again, it's all about comfort and being not efforting. So you could do this laying down very easily on your side. If you're laying down on your side, you know, you could do this and then flip the sides. Make it your own practice, and the practice becomes the lifestyle. So we're simply going to do 10 minutes on this side, 10 minutes on the other side, and I'll be talking in between. Anything that comes to my head or I feel like a thought needs to be expressed, I'll do so. This is kind of a meditation. You can, once you get to know the actual move and you have a timer, why not go outside? Because grounding outside barefoot is very healing. Being in nature is very healing. So that's an option you can have. If you have really good music that you love that really puts you in a happy state, put on that music. I'm into frequencies, so if you do 528 hertz, that's frequencies to help your heart chakra. That will help as well. Humming and singing, always good to do. That frequency, that vibration that the body produces is also very healing. Being authentic is very healing. And that is speaking your truth, not what you think is the truth, but what is your truth. When I started being more authentic with my words and not putting up with certain things at my job that did not resonate with me well, and I confronted those things, I was always shown resistance afterwards, or just not retaliation, but just not a good way to be. And you know, when you realize that you're an individual and you don't have to follow the flow or what everybody used to do or how it's been done in the past, you come up with your own method, there will be some resistance because that's change, and people don't like change. And it's funny because change is the only constant in life. Look at nature. We have the seasons, we have death and growth of plants. So all that, you know, we have to look at to understand nature and us human beings and why we're here. So when you have your health, then you really have everything. Because when I wasn't feeling well and I was sick with Hashimoto's, I would give anything to have the energy to just go wash my car or go on a walk or a hike. I miss that. And it took 18 months, but I did do it. I did heal my body through food, water, rest, mental state, the thoughts that I had. I all figured it out 18 months. I didn't know what I was doing at the time, but I did figure it out. And I've met other women who have had the Hashimoto's as well, and they're no longer on medication. They're no longer suffering from any of the symptoms. Because I really do I believe that a lot of the issues you have when you're sick and diseased is coming from your thoughts. The thoughts I used to say to my body or to myself, I would never even say today because it's very demeaning, degrading. It's not helpful. I thought it was normal to complain about your body and your aches and pains and how horrible it is to get older. And when that all went away because I started getting my health back, that's when I realized, yeah, it's a process, and we're bombarded with social media, with TV programming, and I'm 60, so I'm a child of the 1960s, 65 actually, and I remember when TV was black and white, and you had to go up to the TV and change the channel, and you only had like 5 channels. I mean, I remember those days. But it was funny, they used to call it programming. Your next program is coming right up. And when you really look at the word programming, it really has, especially now with computers, it really has a different meaning, programming. So that's when I started questioning a lot of my life, a lot of things my mom taught me, my church taught me, my schools taught me. And I realized a lot of it was not the truth, or not the truth that I wanted to be involved in. So taking time for yourself is so important. That's when you can reset yourself into that parasympathetic state where you can rest, restore, digest, regenerate your cells, which is something that happens whether you know it or not. It's automatically done, and it's usually done when we're sleeping. That's why sleep is so important. Not only having a sleep routine, but having a sleep schedule that you're actually going to bed between 9:30 and 10:30 and getting up naturally, no alarms, having the sun wake you up. That is the best way to sleep. But it's hard when you have a job or appointment to go to and you don't know if you can wake up in the morning without an alarm. But hopefully you have a new and improved alarm, not a jolting one out of the bed, because why would you do that? Why would you have a true alarm, like a fire alarm, wake you up and get it immediately into that flight, fight, freeze mode? That is, you're shortening your life. You don't know it, but you're shortening your life. So, and two, you can change the arm. You know, you can grab it like this. You can grab it just like this. It's all about comfort and what feels good for you. And would you believe we only have 2.5 minutes left on this side? So see how quickly time goes when you just take a minute. And I've been wanting to do something like this for a while, bringing Jin Shin Jyutsu, breath, the smile in, because those are 3 components of Jin Shin Jyutsu. First, it is the hold, whether it's a hold like this or hold of holding your fingers, whether you grip them like this or circling them. It still has an energy exchange, redirection in your body. We talk about the meridians in Chinese medicine, the different energy systems in your body that move around your body. And what happens is when you get congestion of this energy, that's when you have a project, as we like to say in Jin Shin Jyutsu. A project to work on, because if you have a problem, it's just a problem. If you have a project, you're actually working on that project on a daily basis. So just flipping your mindset a little bit with choosing different words, different focuses, changes a lot as well, because I was very much focused on the negative, the wrong, and always in that flight, fight, or freeze. We're supposed to be actually only 5% of our day in flight, flight, or freeze. The rest of the time, it's supposed to be in our sympathetic, where we can rest, excuse me, I think I said that wrong. 5% of the time we're supposed to be in sympathetic, which is the fight, flight, or freeze. 95% of the time, we're supposed to be in the parasympathetic, the rest, restore, and digest. So I know I, myself, had it flip-flopped for many years when I was in corporate, when I was working at Moffitt Cancer Center, when I was going to college. So now I strive to be most of the days in a relaxed state or just a being state, creative state, rather than a doing state, because the doing really took me down quite a bit. So now we're going to switch sides. We're going to go our right hand onto our left upper arm, and then we're going to have our left hand on our right inner thigh area above the knee. And this is safety energy lock high 19, and the leg is high 1. High 1 is upper thigh area. 1, safety energy lock 1 is on the inner thigh, and 19 is the actual elbow area. High 19 is up here on the upper arm. And it's encompassing different flows, different organ flows in the body. And that is why this one here is for the breast projects, anything breast related. And since it's Cancer Awareness Month for the breast, I decided to do this for 21 days. And magically, Mary Burmeister, who brought Jin Shin Jyutsu into United States, celebrates her birthday on the 21st of October. So I thought this was a sign of all signs, showing me that something like this to be done in October would be really cool. So being with the self-care, what we want to know is self-care can be done anywhere. Self-care with Jin Shin Jyutsu is unlimited time. If I was a practitioner practicing on your body, I would have to give it at least an 8-hour window between treatments. And you could not come on a full stomach. You need to have a either had not eaten anything or had a very light lunch or breakfast, because your body can't digest food and heal itself, altogether. So what we do instead is come up with a self-care routine that you can do daily that's simple. And Jin Shin Jyutsu to me is the simplest and easiest way to do the self-care. Now with Jin Shin Jyutsu, she also talks about 36 breaths in a day. Keeps the doctors away. So 36, it takes you about 20 minutes to do. And if you're conscious about it, it can really be in a very relaxed state. And then a third component of Jin Shin Jyutsu is the smile. And the smile actually gives you all these good endorphins in your brain and brings your frequency or vibration of your body up higher to a more joyful state. So I know it's been programmed in our society here in America to basically that self-care is being selfish, and that you shouldn't be selfish. Going to get a body work, a massage, or acupuncture is selfish. And I highly disagree with that, because this temple, your body, this meat suit, is what holds, a part of your soul when you come down and into this body. And you have to treat it well. You cannot abuse it with things like I used to do, alcohol, different fast foods. I can't, I don't know. The last time I went to a fast food place, probably 20 years ago. I mean, it's been a long time. That's not food. It's not going to make you feel energized to do anything. All that fast food crap is not food. It's not going to nourish you. And you can see that after you eat any kind of that kind of food, like the phlegm buildup that you get in your throat, or the coughing you might have, extra mucus, or just this low energy, you want to take a nap. These are all signs that whatever you just ate is not agreeing with your body. I can't tell you how many ER visits I had because I had a gluten exposure, because I have Hashimoto's. Gluten is one of the culprits that can really take down a person's immunity, basically, and really wreak havoc on your body. So having this awareness, you really need to be more mindful of the things that you're putting in, on, and around your body, because it all matters. If you go to Bruce Lipton's work, he had stem cells, 3 different petri dishes of stem cells, and then he put different food or media in each of the petri dishes to help cultivate different cells. One was muscle, one was bone, one was, I think, heart. And he proved, and this is in the, I think, 1970s, 80s, that the environment matters when it comes to a cell. Well, we're a lot of cells, trillions of cells, and we mostly contain water, and water has been proven to have memory. And even if you don't drink enough water and you're dehydrated, even 1%, you'll have brain fog. So drinking, I say, your body weight from pounds. If you're in other countries, it would be your kilos, but I don't know, haven't figured out that conversion. So convert your kilos to pounds, and then that's how many ounces of water you need to be drinking in a day. And 3 hours before bedtime is the best time to start weaning off of the water, so you're not getting up in the middle of the night. But water is so important. And of course, supplements, vitamins, and that's just to help with the food that you eat. But our food is so depleted of minerals and water that to have an organic apple, you'd get 1/3 of the nutrients that you could get an organic apple 50 years ago. I mean, it's crazy. That's why people are going to, growing their own fruit and vegetables now, because you can put much more nutrients in, and the soil can have compost in it and other things that's going to help it be more alive. In fact, our soil here in the United States is very sick because of all the Roundup, and Roundup stays for a long time. And the one exposure I had with Roundup after my husband sprayed the yard was horrible. Like, I got so bloated and felt so sick. I didn't know what happened, and figured out eventually it was the Roundup. And the Roundup gets in the grains, and the grains have gluten. So they said it was the gluten, but I don't think it's the gluten. I think it's the pesticides. You have chemicals in your body that it doesn't know what to do with, so it stores it in your fat cells. So isn't that fun? When you start to lose weight, especially even 5 pounds that first week, you feel like you're going crazy because of all these toxins that were released from your fat cells. Because you're losing weight now, they have to release, and they get all over your body, and you have crazy thoughts, you have crazy cravings, it's not you. You feel like you're going crazy. So be mindful to that, because it does make a difference when you put in, on, around your body. Ladies, check your makeup, check your deodorant, check all your products, because there are very few products out there that I would even put on my body. I'm making a lot of my own deodorants and creams and oils and things like that, because I can't find good products out there. And yeah, it's a little bit more expensive, but at least I can trust the products that's in there. Or I buy it from someone that makes the product, like mineralizing toothpaste. So our bodies can heal itself. We just forgotten. And we have to remember, And when we remember, then we want to tell everyone that your body can heal itself. You just got to get out of the way, do the work. And I only require 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes at night. This procedure here, this flow here, you're doing it 3 times a day, 20 minutes, 10 minutes each side for 21 days. And Mary would say that that would actually dissolve any breast projects you have. So even if you're going through chemo right now with any breast issues right now, I would highly recommend doing this because it can only help and enhance whatever's going on in your body. Your body does know how to heal itself. It has innate wisdom, so use that. And we are done with time. So thank you very much for taking care of you and taking the 20 minutes today for yourself. Do it again at 1:10 with me, and then a third time before you go to bed. Have a great day. See you tomorrow.